Hello everybody, welcome back to a World of Warship Blitz game. I'm filling in some of the gaps on my videos, and this particular gap is the Nagato. So the Nagato is the Tier 7 Japanese battleship, and there's one thing I'll say about Tier 7, my opinion of Tier 7 battleships, mainline battleships, is that they're all fairly ordinary. The Gneisenau is, well, it doesn't have really enough guns and has shocking dispersion, great secondaries, but still the main event is still pretty underwhelming. The Colorado is sort of slow. I mean, it's tanky, but it's slow, and that's starting to really show in this sort of tier. And the Nagato, well, the Nagato's sort of, I best describe it as fairly ordinary. Now, after the Fuso, you can see I'm getting HE loaded up for the start of the game. Just count the number of destroyers, what's the first thing I'm likely to see, and what we try and do here is help the team out. 3 hits, that's the destroyer gone. Well, that Miyako is a bot, so of course it just rotates and in some sort of laws of physics defying motion. Sometimes it just pays to shoot at the centre of mass of the ship and hope for the best if it's a bot. Yeah, so the Nagato, it has, after the Fuso, I really struggled with the Fuso. The Fuso was quite slow and had all those guns, and you know, the Nagato at least had, for me, a more rational layout. It had the 2 turrets front, 2 turrets rear, so that was quite good, but and it's a bit faster. So you can see we're doing about 25 knots, a bit faster than the Fuso, but still, it took a while before I could grind my way up to the Amagi, which, to be honest, I really loved. So the Japanese battleship line appears to have a number of key points that are really good, in between which are some ships that you just have to work your way through. So some people like the Fuso, I don't like the Fuso, but the Nagato, well, actually the Nagato was another one of those ones you just had to grind your way through to get to what I felt was the excellent Amagi, which had, with its extra turret, had extra hitting power and is a lot faster. So what I'm doing here with the Nagato is I'm just shooting at range. The Nagato has a precise aiming, so it doesn't have the rapid reload, which can be quite useful for which can be quite useful for getting extra shots in this sort of situation. But all I'm doing here is just the Nagato doesn't have great armour, 2 hits. That'll probably burn down. The North Carolina is well, he's out of range. I've got a destroyer, so what I need to do is I need to defend this cap over here. Getting targeted by the Colorado, and you can see that I've already been hit. So every now and again when I touch the screen it twitches, so sometimes that throws my aim off. Oh, the Leon. The Leon is relatively weakly armoured. Has a lot of guns, so it's going to cause us a bit of grief, and it already is. That wasn't welcome either. Right. So, oh yeah, we've got ourselves. So basically what's happening here is that we've reduced our issue to 1 ship at a time. Let's see if we can... they're fairly flat arcs, and we've lost a turret. And the other turret's firing, shielded by the island. But that's okay. So I'm not sure what our destroyer is doing. I think our destroyer is actually away from keyboard by the looks of it. Just in time we get another heal back. Our main gun looks like it's recovering, but still, we're down to 3 main guns, turrets. So we're like the Gneisenau now. More accurate perhaps. That North Carolina is being pursued by our destroyer down the far end. This destroyer, I don't know why he's unable to see those battleships, because those battleships are definitely within range, within view, so maybe he's away from the keyboard. Seems interesting. Yeah, so he's got a bit of a problem, but what that means is that it gives me an opportunity to have an uninterrupted response. So what I'm going to have to do here is turn away from, he was away from the keyboard. What I'm going to have to do here is turn away from the Colorado so that I can, yeah, so that I can engage that Leon. We are ahead on points, comfortably so, but still, we don't want to lose any more ships than we have to. Oh dear, we've got North Carolina here, have we? Well, seeing as that those ships are in the 32 seconds that remain behind us are basically irrelevant to the battle, let's help deal with this North Carolina to the north, or to the south, sorry, in front of us. Except, yeah, okay, then the ship generally has good dispersion, but as you could see from that particular example, I wouldn't call it great dispersion. That was pretty horrible. He fires at us, 1,074 hit points left with 1 second remaining. We don't quite get the kill. But very efficient tanking there with 74 points remaining. Yeah, so with the Nagato, basically it's long-range fire support, which can make it a bit of a struggle on the domination maps. Any of the long-range ships I find to be a little bit more of a challenge on these domination maps. But as you can see, did the work, sunk a ship, got a Confederate, 53,000 damage, not top of the team. But then again, as I said, I find the Tier 7 battleships to be relatively pedestrian, is probably the best way of describing it. Anyway, I hope you found that entertaining. I mean, the Nagato isn't a bad ship, it's just, on my consideration, not a great ship. Thanks for watching, catch you next time.